I join you for a few miles?
Yeah, sure.
All right, let's do it. Where are we running today?
Just a little loop in Granville.
Nice.
The Track Tuesday warm-up loop, as it's famously known.
That's right.
Kevin Holtsberry. I am, I've worked in communications and public affairs for state government for about 20 years, I guess. I moved to Granville about 5 years ago. But I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, high blood sugar, and my doctor said I wasn't taking it seriously, which I thought was kind of rude, but so running was the exercise that burned the most calories in the shortest period of time. So I said, well, I'll just do running. So I got a Couch to 5K app, started running, could barely run like 2 minutes when I first started about 6 years ago.
Wow.
So
and now you've ran a half marathon and are considering doing a marathon. So you've made like really big improvements. I guess how did you stick with it?
Well, when I was first starting, I had the motivation of trying to lose weight. So that helped a little bit, just doing the app. So I got used to just like every other day, just going out there and running no matter what. But I was only running like 3 miles, like a half an hour kind of a thing. But I got better. I was able to finally run 30 minutes without walking. And then when we moved to Granville, I started running a bike path and liked that. But it really wasn't until I joined the run club that I got it.
Gotta duck some branches here.
Yeah. So I had been running, like I said, like 3 miles every other day kind of a thing. And was getting stronger, but nothing significant. But then I saw the run club on Facebook and thought, oh, maybe I should do that, run with other people, because I had ran by myself.
Yeah.
For a long, long time. I joined, but I used to run at 4 o'clock in the afternoon for the longest time. So I wasn't sure how to make the 6:30 run club's start time work. But I saw the Halloween costume picture, and I was just like, oh, I gotta check this group out. They look like so much fun. So I started going to.
That's what made you start going to run club?
Yeah, it
was
just
Halloween.
They were just like, man, that looks like fun. Those look like
fun people.
Yeah, interesting people. So I started going there. When I remember the first time I ran, I don't even know if I finished the 5K without walking. Somehow I was still not really in great shape, but I guess it was just infectious. There were so many people who liked to run, and they had the half marathon, and so I was gonna do half on Saturday, half on Sunday, and I was training for a 10K to kind of up my mileage. So Zach and I decided we'd run quarter. But the weather on Saturday was nasty, rainy, sleet. So we're like, let's do it on Sunday. But we ended up just doing sort of a run-walk version of the whole half marathon in one day.
Oh, jeez.
So the weather was beautiful, but
you made it.
But I made it, and everybody was so encouraging and just excited about it. So I kind of just took off from there. Started really got into the 10K distance, and then doing the half marathon, club half marathon.
Yep.
Then I signed up for nationwide children's half marathon last year, and that was my first really significant race, not just a like local 5K or something.
Right.
Just a real people everywhere. Just the energy is so different. So it just kind of, and then the speed part just kind of sneaks up on you.
Yes.
If
Yeah.
you just run, you know, just do your training, just do it. Some days you feel crappy and slow. Some days you feel like you could run forever.
Yep.
But just doing it every day. I don't actually run every day, but every other day or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly you're looking at your times from a year ago and you're like, wow, I've gotten a lot faster. So it's really been a progression over the last 2 or 3 years of just putting in the work.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about running is consistency and just like showing up even if you don't want to.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. If it's raining or if it's cold
Right.
or whatever, just saying this is what I do. Every
Right.
training says X number of miles, go do it.
Like I have to get out the door
Yeah.
no matter what.
The other thing that really shocked me was how mental it is like that. I assumed falsely when I started I would just get back in shape and then I would be in shape.
Right.
And then every run would be the same. I would just run because I was in shape. So I remember one of the early times at Run Club, I said, you know, a lot of times when I start running, my body's just like, what are you doing this for? Why don't you stop? And everybody was like, yeah, it happens all the time. And I was like, what? I just thought you'd get to a certain level of,
You get fit and you're
then you
fit.
would just run.
Yep.
So yeah, mentally, that's something I've had to really learn as well. How to
Yep.
coach yourself. Because you might be in the middle of a 10-mile run and feel like crap.
Right.
But if you want to finish, then you got to kind of talk to yourself. So that's been a big change. Last
Yeah.
year or so, I've learned how to coach myself mentally, know what I can handle.
Especially when you're increasing mileage, like just telling yourself that you can keep going and not to quit, because you can like get really down on yourself quick, but you just have to like be like, nope, I got this. Or like sometimes for me it's like if it's a race or something, it's like who's in front of me, let's lock in on them and track them down and just like keep going.
Yeah, breaking it into little increments helps too. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to run the next 5 miles. You just have to run the next mile.
Right.
Just focus on that.
Yep.
Focus on your breathing. Focus on your form.
Since you've been running so consistently and you're building up to, or have built up to the half marathon, what are your remaining goals for 2024?
Right now I'm working on have Grandview Yard half marathon in August. So one thing I was just trying to get used to running in the heat.
Yep.
Because I was trying to get under 2 hours for a half marathon, and I was basically right there at the club half marathon in April. I was excited. I signed up for the Cap City half marathon, but for a variety of reasons, I started out really fast, probably too fast, and then it was really hot for April,
Yeah, it was.
and having to hydrate a lot more and everything, I just kind of died the last couple of miles. So it didn't get under 2. So that's where I'm trying to get to. I have a tendency to slow down the last couple miles almost without being aware of it. And then because I'm so tired, I tend to be a little fuzzy.
Oh,
Like-
okay.
Like my pace can get slow, and I'm not able to sort of tell myself pick up, get to X pace, or
Right.
we got to keep this pace to get our goal. So
Right.
I just need to practice a lot more at feeling uncomfortable, but finishing strong at the pace I need to. So.
That's a very good goal. I think it can be really easy to like get into the flow of things when you're in a race, and then you're like getting towards the end and it's like, well, I'm almost done, and you don't know that your body's like actually slowing down.
Yeah, that part, I don't know the physiology of it, but I found it kind of fascinating and frustrating. Why is my body suddenly slowing down without, basically me being very aware of it. But then if you go back and look at your splits, you clearly slowed down.
Right.
But it didn't feel like you had really slowed down. It's kind of subtle. That's mentally a challenging part.
Yeah.
Like I can run a half marathon in like 2:05 without really being stressed.
Right.
So it's weird, like it's only 5 minutes.
Yeah, but it adds up.
Yeah. So that's the part I'm trying to figure out, and I can run at the right pace for 8-9 miles.
Right.
It's the last,
Go ahead.
those last 2 or 3 miles, I gotta be consistent
Right.
and mentally strong.
So you're in the middle of training then
Yeah.
for this.
Yeah, I have doing 11, I'll go 11, 12,
Okay.
13 on Saturdays.
Yep.
Then come down a little bit and taper off before August.
Nice. What's your nutrition look like during races?
Well, that's the other thing I'm trying to figure out, is whether fuel, more fuel throughout would help me with running out of gas.
It definitely will.
The sad thing was, at the Cap City, I had a gel in my pocket,
No.
and my head was so fuzzy,
You
I
didn't
think from
even-
the heat and everything,
Yeah.
that I didn't even take it. I was like, what an idiot. You should have, that thing was just sitting there. You couldn't have hurt. You might as well should have eaten it. So yeah, I've been practicing my long runs,
Okay.
which gels I like, and sort of how often.
There's so many gel options.
Yeah, I think I actually prefer in the summer the more viscous. I don't like the liquid packs because they seem to juggle in my stomach more.
Gotcha.
So I'm trying to work on just incorporating that in
Yep.
every 45 minutes, sort of,
Yeah, that's,
whether
Yep.
you feel like you need it or not, just get used to it.
yes.
And then maybe when the race comes, that's the part I've been learning from others, is
Yep.
just practice it.
Yeah, for
Do what
sure.
you do.
Don't do what you don't do on race day. Like, you have to practice with those things. Don't do anything new.
Yeah, that's the part I need to get used to mentally, is just fueling throughout the race consistently,
Yeah.
hydration levels, all that kind of stuff. So
Right.
if I'm dying at the end, it's too late by that point.
So what is your favorite season to run in?
Well, that's another thing that Run Club totally changed my mind about. When I first started running, everyone was talking about 45 degrees, and I thought, what are you, crazy? I thought 65 degrees,
Yeah.
beautiful, that's the perfect weather. Well, I had only run 3 miles, so it doesn't really matter as much. So I do find right around 50 degrees is really nice for the long runs. I did the hot chocolate last year in Columbus,
Yep.
10K, and it was right around 50 degrees, and it just felt very comfortable. Not cold, not hot.
Right.
Didn't really have to think about much. Not worried about hydration.
Yep.
So,
Body temp is the right temp.
yeah. So I've kind of come around to earlier mornings or,
Yeah.
you know, spring and fall, those kind of temperatures for long distances are great.
I have one last question for you.
All right, hit me.
Who do you think I should run with next?
Well, I think you should run with the man behind it all, Aaron.
All right. Aaron, it's on.